Good morning. Hello, everybody. Let me turn down my mic here. Hi, it is Tatooine Tuesday. Want to thank y'all for joining me. I see Slackfish, Panda Angel, James. Good morning. Thank you again for joining me. I was gonna do this at 8:30 this morning, but as I was just explaining to Amanda, I got distracted by emails and so forth. But hey, we're here. Let me fix this mic here. But yeah, this is gonna be cool. Every Tuesday is Tatooine Tuesday here. I read part of a chapter of Star Wars Thrawn, and usually just sort of hang out and chat. But today I'm going to do something a little different. Where I'm going to read from Thrawn, chapter 7, and then we're going to play Star Wars Risk. This is a two-player game, technically a 2 to 4 player game, but it's best at two. It is my favorite Risk game, not only because it's Star Wars, but because it doesn't take like 10 hours to play. I don't. It's. I mean, I think it's only similar in Risk to Risk in the fact that it's got dice and cards. Everything else, it's Star Wars theme. It's basically the end of Return of the Jedi on the tabletop. So I'm excited. I haven't played it for a while. Y'all who are in here in chat can play along with me because I'm going to need that second player. I mean, there is some hidden information, but it's a friendly game. We're gonna play a friendly game just to get through it because I think it's fun. But let me see. Listen, love the yellow hat. Thank you. This is from my cousin. Oh, actually, I think it's backwards. Yeah, I put it on backwards today. That's how awake I am, folks. Yes, the ears are supposed to be like this. This is my cousin and her husband. Actually, they both knit, which is so cool. It's their one of their hobbies, and like he's a commercial airline pilot, so things are a little different for him these days. And then she is a chemist. So this is their hobby is to knit. All the stresses of the day, they just go and knit. So when the Mandalorian came out, we all went crazy over Baby Yoda. So they made a bunch of these and shipped them out to a bunch of our families, which was really nice. So I got one, another cousin got one, another cousin's baby got one. So yeah, shout out to my cousin or her husband for doing that. Very nice. I don't know if they're watching, but Lane and Aaron, thank you. Um, I am I have my tea as always. I've got my usual Earl Grey with honey and lemon. So good. Always enjoy it. But yeah, again, thank you for if you were here last night. Michelle and I played Catan Deluxe, Rivals for Catan, the Deluxe Edition with the expansion. That was a lot of fun. We had a little. I think we were a little slow to the upkeep at first. Just it'd been a while since we played that game, and then just learning the new stuff. It took us a little while, but once we got in the groove, it was a lot of fun. I like that game. I think I was talking to John Gonzalez, Book of Nerds, was commenting on some stuff on a picture I'd posted, and I asked people what their favorite Catan was, and he totally reminded me of actually it should be my favorite Star Trek Catan. I love that game, just the theme. It's old school Star Trek, well, old and new. Is it old and new? I think it's just the old one. I forget. But that one's cool because it's got the different player abilities, and it's all based on like the classic characters, Spock, Kirk, and so forth. I like that one a lot. It would probably be my number one Catan, except for the fact that it doesn't play two. It's 3 to 4 players, and I think that's why I love Rivals because, well, number one, Michelle really likes it, so that means it's going to get to the table more often. And I just like that. I don't know. I really like the building the tableau feel to it, along with the turns are pretty quick, and with the expansion, I really enjoyed having that option of going to the high seas and seeking out islands and fighting pirates and stuff like that. I thought that was really cool. It took us a little while to figure it out, but once we did, I was like, okay, yeah, this is probably my favorite one. There are a bunch of themes in the other expansions and the base game as well that we haven't tried yet. So I just we'll eventually play them, but I just like that the high seas one. Slackfish, the Star Trek one is out of print. Oh, yeah, you know what? I think you're right, Slackfish. I think it is out of print. The copy I have, I actually bought used a few years ago from a local gamer. I bought it. Yeah, I bought it used, and I've had it for a while. Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. I think it is out of print. Again, I don't know, but you're probably right. Man, this is the wrong series. Star Trek versus Star Wars. Yeah, we're just covering all sci-fi today. But yeah. So Catan last night. Tonight, I don't know what I was gonna play this game tonight, but I figured it's Tatooine Tuesday. Let's do a game and a book, and then we're gonna raid the Brothers Murph. They've got their 10 a.m. stream now. They're adding a Tuesday morning stream, I believe. So we're gonna raid them afterwards. I don't know. It looks like available from places for a not unreasonable price. Okay, yeah, cool. One thing that is unreasonable that I just saw, the game I'm about to play. I'll give you a sneak peek here. Let's go to the game here. Whoops. Here's a sneak peek of the game right there. I love the look of this. This is the Black Series, and the Black Series is like the upgraded version. So there's the Star Wars Risk game. It's like the standard game. From what I understand, the components just straight out, they're not good. It's like flimsy cardboard. The cards aren't well done, and it doesn't have the cool minis. Right? We have the Death Star. This is a fully operational Death Star, okay, even though it doesn't look like it. Again, Return of the Jedi. It's got the Executor. Is that the name? Yeah. The big, not Star Destroyer, was it called? The Super Star Destroyer. And then finally you have the Millennium Falcon. The minis are really cool. They don't have these in the regular version. The regular version is like just cardboard, like little cardboard chits or whatever. James has a Black Series. I gave my nephew the base version once. Yeah, the Black Series is great. I picked up the Black Series. I got a fantastic deal. You ever heard of that store, Tuesday Morning? A couple of years back, Tuesday Morning had copies of this for like $20 or something like that, like 15 or 20. And so I picked up a copy, and now I just looked on Amazon. These things, it's going for like $100. It's crazy, and I don't know if they're ever gonna bring this back in print. So if you can grab a copy of this one, I definitely recommend the Black Series over the regular one. I did buy the regular one. I picked that one up on sale as well. Ended up giving to my niece because she's a big Star Wars fan. I couldn't find the Black Series anymore. I should have bought like multiple copies. I don't even know what I was thinking, but I got my copy. I was happy, and then I was like thinking, I should probably get them. They were gone. But I did get my niece a copy of it. It was the original version. The standard version goes on. Well, it used to go on sale regularly for like $10 or some crazy amount. So I got her a copy, and I sort of bummed I should have got her this copy. Tuesday mornings at Clayton have fantastic deals on games. Hi, Maple Conrad. Oh yeah, La Isla. Yeah. You know what's funny? I think I went down there. So I have La Isla, Conrad, and I saw the sale on at Tuesday morning. I think I ran down there and they didn't have any copies, unfortunately. But yeah, you're right. You can totally find some good good prices on games there. I might have been asking Panda. I don't remember if it was Panda or someone else, to sort of keep an eye out at Tuesday morning. I was looking for that game by Phil Walker Harding, Gingerbread House, because around the holidays that went on sale for like $10 at Tuesday morning. Of course, my Tuesday morning didn't have it, so I'm like, frantically texting my friends, hey, if you go Tuesday morning, try to find this game. But yeah, they're sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. It's one of those type of stores, right? Want to welcome everyone. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening, wherever you may be. Appreciate you hanging out. If this is your first time here, my name's Ruel Gaviola. This is Rolling with Ruel. It is Tatooine Tuesday. I love Star Wars, of course, right? Got my Star Wars, I got my shirt too. Yeah, so got my Star Wars knitted cap from my cousin. Got my longtime favorite Star Wars shirt. So thank you for joining me. I'm going to be reading Chapter 7 of Star Wars Thrawn. We've been going through this chapter by chapter every week. One of my favorite characters, one of my favorite books in the Star Wars universe. So thank you. Conrad's lurking at work. Thank you for joining us, friend. Let's see. Hey, college football coach. I have a copy of this. So much fun. Oh, thanks for joining us, college football coach. Yeah, I love this game. I think people, they hear Risk and they just sort of, dismiss it right off the bat, right off the gate. And I can see why. I honestly, I dismiss it too. I just figured, this could be whatever. It's not like a deep strategy game, but it's a lot of fun. It's basically you're playing the end of Return of the Jedi. Basically, you're trying to blow up the Death Star. You've got Han Solo and everyone else, Leia and everyone trying to take down the shield generator, and you also have Luke versus Darth Vader. So again, another quick sneak peek. You're battling on three fronts. Here's trying to get the shield generator down on Endor. Here is the main battle here of trying to blow up the fully operational Death Star. And finally, here's Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, father versus son, trying to Luke's trying to bring Darth Vader to trying to turn him to the dark. I mean, Darth Vader's trying to get Luke to go to the dark side, and Luke's trying to do the opposite, trying to bring his father back from the dark side. I really enjoy this game. I think it's a lot of fun. It's a lighter game. One of my favorite memories is with my nephew when he was a lot smaller than he is now. It's crazy to think my nephew, like, he's way taller than me now, and that just blows me away. He's an all-star baseball player. I'm such a proud uncle. If you ever, we hang out in real life, you'll hear nothing but stories about me talking about my baseball loving nephew. He is also a Dodger fan. It runs in the blood. But yeah, he's almost 6 feet tall. It's insane to me. When he was way smaller, we used to play Star Wars Risk, and one of my favorite memories is just him. The game is weighted towards the rebels, the good side, right? Of course, just like the movies. But one time he played as the Empire, and he did beat me, and I was like, wow. And he was just one of my favorite memories. He just had all these TIE fighters out there, just blowing everything up, and he took me down, and I was, we high-fived afterwards. I was like, good game, and one of my favorite memories. I love playing games with my family, and I miss those game nights when my niece and nephew, we'd have them over for the weekend, and we didn't have this in our game room. We just had a closet full of games and also a garage full. And we would just, I'd bring out like 20 games and we'd play them all during the weekend that they'd be here. Stuff like this, Karuba, the lighter stuff. But I was always proud of the fact that my nephew really enjoyed Nexus Ops as well. We played the OG Nexus Ops. So, that was me, the uncle trying to get my nephews and nieces into sci-fi. So I don't know if I haven't talked to them much lately, just over Zoom every now and then. But I know they're all, well, the only one of my nieces is not really into Star Wars, but my nephew is, and then the other niece is she's really into Marvel. So I think we're doing okay as far as the nerd stuff goes. Good morning, AJ. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. More games, please. Hi, Ross. Ruel like Star Wars. Looks around. Meeple Con also sometimes randomly could do. Oh yeah, TJ Maxx. That's right. Yeah, I got that Godfather too. Probably around the same time you did, Meeple Con. Yeah, same price too. Which was really cool because I loved the Godfather. I'm a big fan of Eric Lang. And I mean, I love the Godfather movies, and then the game, it was a little bit more along the lines of like a generic mafia game. I felt like they do have some of the characters, but it was like they only have like Don Corleone on the cover, and the game itself, I mean, they have like the police chief and stuff like that. But there's no real like nothing that ties it totally into the narrative of the films, which is fine because the game is fun anyways. It's worker placement game that I feel like it was overlooked only because they might have like overhyped it. I think that was the time when there was a bunch of different content creators that came out with this video or stuff about this game, and they might have just overproduced it or something. But that's fine with me. We got it for cheap, so. More games, please. Run a bit of Star Wars Queen. Oh yeah, so this is, from what I've heard, so Queen's Gambit. That's one of my like Grail games, right? I'd like to play it, and I'd like to, actually see a copy. I haven't been able to see copies except for online, but apparently this plays similarly to it. But I guess it's a lighter version, where Queen's Gambit's, I think it's the 3D board, right? This is all like flat, but it does have the different battlefronts that you're fighting on. Again, you have the shield generator, you have the space battle taking down the Death Star, and then you have Luke versus Vader. Conrad, I got that complaint from a friend of mine who played it with me. I don't know the IP, so I just liked it for the game. Eric Land, yeah, same here. Eric Land, anything he puts out, I'm I'm gonna try to play. Pretty much liked everything he's done. I'm trying to think ones that I don't like by Eric Lang. I pretty much, I mean, I haven't played a ton of his games, but again, the hits with me are big hits with him. Blood Rage, Chaos of the Old in the Old World, The Godfather, Arcadia Quest. Those four right there are huge hits with me. I love those games. Tell you what, I'm gonna get to reading because I really want to play this game with y'all. So I'm gonna read first because that's what I do here on Tuesdays, Tatooine Tuesdays. We're gonna read chapter 7. Probably take about 20 minutes or so. So hang tight, relax, chill, and then we'll get to the game. But thank you for joining me, by the way. I appreciate it. And I'm gonna get to the reading screen. Y'all get to look at the Star Wars Thrawn book cover and a little slideshow there, just like at the start of the thing here. Panda Angel, I haven't played a single... Wait, what? Really, Panda? I could have sworn we played Blood Rage together. At least Blood Rage. No? Oh my gosh. Okay, that needs to change ASAP, Panda. Yeah, I love Eric Lang games. Wow. I did not know that. Arcadia Quest is a good one. I like that one. They don't have it online, but it's another like CMON huge game with a bunch of minis, but it's semi-cooperative. So you go like, sort of like a dungeon crawl, and your party is adventuring, standard stuff like that. But it's semi-cooperative, and it does have like a campaign style play where you have different missions and stuff. So you work together to do things, but you're still trying to win, right? So I like that one a lot. Oh my gosh, Panda, and Blood Rage is so good. Now that one is a little more in your face, because it's combat heavy, but it's got some very Eurogamey aspects to it as well. You can do like different missions, secret missions, quests is what they call it. And so you don't have to always like, kill your opponents, but they have different characters like the Loki, like everyone talks about the Loki strategy in, excuse me, the Loki strategy in Blood Rage, where you're actually trying to kill off all your warriors and stuff. So you actually go in battle hoping you'll lose and send your warriors to Valhalla, and then you can rack up a bunch of points like that. Blood Rage is fun, looks crazy, but isn't that bad. Yeah, and it's super. Blood Rage is so freaking good. I just got Bond's digital version of Humble. Oh, nice, Conrad. If you all play, I would love to play with you. That's one of my favorite games of all time. I actually backed the digital version on Kickstarter, and I'm ashamed to say I've only opened it once and just to look through it. I've never played it. So if y'all ever get a game, think of me. AJ says Blood Rage is fun. It looks great. Oh yeah. Really, it's one of the coolest looking games ever, right? I haven't played any of the minis yet. I thought I was gonna, but time. I did get the extra big playmat, which is insane. It wouldn't even fit on this table. It's big and bad, and got the expansion minis and all that stuff. Oh my gosh, I can't. I want to play now. Darn it! It's this thing. I love y'all, but every time we sit here, now it's like, dang it! Now I want to play games, and we can't meet in real life. Again, digital's fine for now, but let's just, can we hurry up and just end this pandemic? Shoot. Got mostly for all the physical goodies. Yeah, same here. So good. Hey, so we've gone from Star Trek to Blood Rage. Let's get to Star Wars. One last comment here. AJ, I want to try Rising Sun after playing. Yeah, okay, so here's the thing. I really liked Rising Sun, but I didn't love it as much as the others. And I think it was because of the group that I played. We played, like, my first game was a 6-player game, and 2 gamers were still sort of new to gaming, which might have, I don't know if they were sort of new-ish, so it was just it was a lot slower process, I felt, explaining certain things, which was fine. It was just, I was grateful for the game, but that game, it took like 4 hours, and that, even at 6 players, that's way too long for Rising Sun. I feel like that game should be like 2.5 at tops, and I could see it like with maybe like 4 players knocking it out in like 2 hours. But yeah, I still like Blood Rage better. And I really like Chaos in the Old World, and that's another one that's out of print. That one I will never go back into print just because Fantasy Flight and Games Workshop, the Warhammer people, they don't have a contract anymore, so that IP is pretty much dead to them. But thankfully, I have a copy and all, with the expansion too, which I haven't played yet. The expansion is supposed to make it even better. So, um, if you ever played Chaos in the Old World, you'll see like a lot of like the stuff that Lang took from Chaos and brought over to Blood Rage. But Chaos, it's more asymmetrical. Like you start like different characters, whereas like Blood Rage, you sort of build up that asymmetry through your card play and stuff. Chaos starts with that, and each character is like very very different. Looking forward to Ankh though. Yeah, you know that I didn't back Ankh just because you can only back. And for me, you know, I don't have that kind of money to back every single CMON, so I sort of pick and choose. That's the Ancient Egypt one, correct? Okay, y'all keep talking in chat. I'm gonna read. Enjoy Star Wars Thrawn. I'm gonna sip a little more tea here. Okay, let's get to the reading. Thank you again, folks, for hanging out. This is Chapter 7, Star Wars Thrawn. There is satisfaction in defeating an enemy. There is satisfaction in defeating an enemy, but one must never allow oneself to become complacent. There are always more enemies to be identified, faced, and vanquished. All warriors understand the need to face and defeat the enemy. Both aspects of the task can be challenging. Both can require thought, insight, and planning. Failures in any of those areas can cost unnecessary time and irreplaceable lives. But a warrior may forget that even the task of identifying the enemy can be difficult, and the cost of that failure can lead to catastrophe. Eli had occasionally warned Thrawn of the presence of excuse me. Eli had occasionally warned Thrawn of the presence of politics within the Navy. They had certainly seen evidence of that influence during the Obar incident. Now, once again, politics had arisen that could directly affect them. I wasn't able to get anything on why Captain Virgilio was replaced, Eli murmured as they followed the procession of officers escorting the new commander, Captain Philia Rossi, on her tour of the Blood Crow. But everyone agrees that Rossi is very well connected. Nowadays, that's all you need to get a command. I see, Thrawn said. Eli grimaced. I see. That was Thrawn's go-to answer when he didn't want to say anything else. There was certainly plenty that he could say. Starting with the kind of Captain Rick Virgilio had been. He had been excellent at his job, walking the necessary balance between standing orders and flexibility. In the 18 months Eli and Thrawn had served under him, the captain had built up a fine reputation for trapping smugglers, rendering aid to distressed vessels, and diffusing potentially damaging political situations on mid-rim and outer rim worlds. He had earned the respect of his officers and crew, and highly satisfactory reviews from the governors and other political leaders with whom he had interacted. Equally important, certainly from Eli's and Thrawn's point of view, Virgilio had taken in stride the presence of an alien officer on his ship. There had been a degree of tension during the first few weeks as Virgilio tested the limits of Thrawn's intelligence, knowledge, and ability. But once the captain learned his new officer's parameters, Eli could detect no difference in the captain's treatment or acceptance of his second weapons officer. When the position of first weapons officer opened up, he had raised no objections to Thrawn being promoted to that position. In fact, ship's gossip had suggested that Virgilio might have actually recommended the Chiss for the job. Now, without warning or explanation, Virgilio had been removed from the Blood Crow and a younger, less experienced captain brought in. There was little that Eli had been able to learn about the new captain. Philia Rossi had graduated from the Rathel Academy 12 years earlier and had spent most of her time since then on Socorro, first on the ground, then aboard an orbiting defense platform out in the system's asteroid belts. For the past year, she'd been first officer aboard an ore freighter escort. I just saw bottom shelf video games comment. Please read in Benny's voice. That would be quite something. I need a lot more tea to do that. Okay, let's continue. Now suddenly she'd been promoted to command of a cruiser. It seemed obvious that the decision had been based on politics and influence rather than merit or even seniority. Still, Eli was willing to give Rossi the benefit of the doubt. It was possible that the driving force was less political status than the simple result of personnel transfers. If Captain Virgilio had been promoted to a better, more prestigious command, then someone else had to be brought to the Blood Crow to take his place. But if that was the case, news of Virgilio's promotion had not been passed to the Blood Crow's other officers. Such silence from the high command lent additional weight to Eli's suspicions that the former captain had been retired or even quietly dismissed. Still, there must necessarily be a first command in every officer's career, Thrawn said into Eli's thoughts. I suppose, Eli conceded. I just don't see why her first command has to be on our ship. Ahead, the captain and the short line of officers trailing behind her had reached the number 2 storage bay. The captain hit the hatch release and stepped inside. First Officer Nels Dayland close behind her. Eli winced. Uh-oh, he murmured. The rest of the officers knew what it meant, too. They began drifting to both sides of the passageway, making room for Thrawn to pass when the expected call came. The wait was barely 10 seconds. Thrawn! The captain's voice boomed from inside the storage bay. Get in here! Now! Captain Rossi and Senior Lieutenant Dalen stood at one side of the storage bay. Rossi's facial glow is increasing, her eyes narrowed in a frown. Dalen stands motionless, his face showing a partially masked expression of discomfort. Senior Lieutenant Dalen tells me that this is yours, Rossi said, pointing at the equipment stacked above the bulkhead. It is, Captain. You mind telling me what the hell it's doing taking up space on my ship? He found it in a scrap market we were investigating for smuggler activity, Dalen put in. As I mentioned earlier, your name, Lieutenant Thrawn? Rossi cut him off. Her facial glow increases. Her stance is stiff, her fingers moving slightly. No, ma'am. Then shut it. I asked you a question, Lieutenant. As Senior Lieutenant Dalen said, the parts were in a scrap market, Thrawn said. They are antiques, remnants of the Clone War. I know what they are, Rossi growled, looking at the piles again. Droideka, buzz droid, 2 buzz droids, half a stap. Her eyes narrowed. Is that part of a hyperdrive ring? Yes, ma'am. These aren't antiques, Lieutenant, Rossi snorts, her lips curling down briefly. These are junk. Perhaps, ma'am, Thrawn said. However, as I am not fully familiar with the technology of that era, I hope to gain insight by studying them. And maybe get them working again? Rossi asked. Don't deny it. I can see fill-ins on both buzz droids. Brand new components. She raised her eyebrows. Her finger movements intensified briefly. That better not be components from the Blood Crow's stores. No, ma'am, Thrawn said. They were purchased elsewhere. At his own expense, Dalen murmured. Senior Lieutenant Dalen is correct, Thrawn said. The buzz droids in particular struck me as potentially useful. They are compact, with specialized drilling and cutting tools that allow them... Spare me the lecture, Rossi cut him off. Her hand makes an abbreviated slash through the air. The pitch of her voice lowers. You may have read about the Clone Wars, but some of us lived it. And Virgilio just let you bring the stuff aboard? Captain Virgilio permitted me to purchase them, yes, ma'am, Thrawn said. He also gave me permission to store them here when I was not working on them. Very generous of him, Rossi said. It may have caught your attention that Virgilio isn't captain anymore. I am, and I run a clean ship. I want this garbage dumped before your next watch. Clear? Beside her, Dalen stirred. His stance indicates disagreement. Ma'am, if I might suggest... I asked if that was clear, Lieutenant. Yes, Captain, Thrawn said. May I offer an alternative? If I didn't want to hear from my first officer, what makes you think I want to hear from you? Rossi countered. Senior Lieutenant Dalen, you'll see that he dumps it as ordered. We're done here. Yes, ma'am. Dalen remains standing where he is, making no indication of preparing to leave the bay. With your permission, ma'am, I'd like to hear Lieutenant Thrawn's suggestion. Captain Rossi's eyes narrow further as she stares at Dalen. Her arms are stiff beneath the uniform sleeves, her fingers now motionless, her stance leaning slightly forward. Senior Lieutenant Dalen's expression is tense, but his stance indicates firmness. Captain Rossi straightened slightly. Apparently no one aboard understands proper respect for their captain, she said, her voice stiff. We'll have to deal with that. She turned back to Thrawn. Fine, let's hear this alternative. It is my understanding, ma'am, that material aboard an Imperial war vessel is the property of that vessel, and thus under control of the commander, Thrawn said. When I bought these items for 500 credits... 500 credits? Rossi interrupted. Are you serious? Those things aren't worth a tenth of that. That would be correct, Captain, were these standard buzz droids, Thrawn said. But they are of the Mark I version, quite rare and apparently quite valuable. Really? Rossi looks at the buzz droids, her lips pursing. How valuable? When I bought them, they were non-functional, Thrawn said. As you've noted, I've made some progress in repairing them. I would expect that once they are fully restored, they will be quite valuable to collectors. Collectors. Rossi's tone is flat. People with more money than brains. Some also merely have an interest in Clone War antiquities, Thrawn said. I'm told there are members of the High Command with such interests. Rossi's lips part slightly, her stance straightening. She gazes again at the buzz droids, the muscles in her cheeks tensing, then relaxing, then tensing again. Her fingers are in motion, the thumb and forefinger of her right hand rubbing gently together. Mark I's, you said. I did. Mark I's, she murmured. Her voice carries the mix of tension and interest that indicates sudden understanding. Her hand makes a small movement toward her datapad, then stops. All right, I'll meet you halfway. We're due back at Ancien in 3 months. You can have until then to play with your toys. Once we reach Ancien, I'm taking them, working or not. Clear? Clear, ma'am, Thrawn said. Thank you. Rossi looks at Dalen, then at the droids. The tension lines in her face smooth out. She brushes past Dalen to the bay's exit. At your convenience, Senior Lieutenant Dalen, she called back over her shoulder. Yes, ma'am. Dalen gives a small smile of satisfaction, then follows the captain back into the corridor. They continue aft, the rest of the officers again forming up behind them. Well? Vanto asked quietly as he reached the bay. His expression holds both anticipation and dread. Is she making you throw it all out? Why do you assume that? Because Virgilio let you have it, and Rossi's going to try to wipe every trace of him off the Blood Crow, Vanto said. His voice holds a low level of bitterness. Trust me, I've seen her type a lot. Interesting, Thrawn said. As it happens, she has agreed to allow me until the end of our current patrol to bring the items to full function. Generous of her. I presume there's a catch? I reminded her that they would become her property. Ah, Vanto said. He nods in understanding. And you remembered what I said back when you first got them about collectors and non-intrinsic value. I did. Thank you for that insight. You're welcome, Vanto said. I don't suppose you happened to mention that the buzz droids were already fully operational. She did not ask, but I believe she also came to a belated realization that they have a value beyond even the non-intrinsic lure to collectors. Do you remember a metal called dunium from our technical classes? Oh, I knew dunium long before I got to Royal Imperial, Vanto said. Dad always put on extra security whenever we were lucky enough to carry a crate or two of this stuff. But there's no dunium in buzz droids. There was in the Mark I models, Thrawn said. It was a shell protecting the brain core. It was removed in later models because the costs outweighed the defensive benefits. So rare and intrinsically valuable, Vanto said. He nods, understanding. You say the captain figured out that last part herself? I believe so. She reached for her datapad, presumably intending to confirm her memory of the Mark I construction, but then changed her mind. Didn't want to make a big deal of it in front of everyone, Vanto said. She'll wait until she's alone. He smiles with cynical amusement. And then will no doubt congratulate herself on her memory and insight and on putting one over on her poor, naive weapons officer. Perhaps, Thrawn said, and we should probably rejoin the others. Right. Vanto starts down the corridor at a quick walk. Hopefully Dalen also won't mention the droids are functional. If he does, Rossi will probably take them right now and you won't get to fiddle with them anymore. He said nothing at the time. Good for him, Vanto said. Of course he does owe you. Getting blindsided when those Delphidians made a run for it could have been embarrassing. Possibly lethal as well. Very possibly, Vanto agreed. Thrawn! A distant bellow echoed down the passageway. I believe they have reached the electronics repair shop, Thrawn said. And found the other part of your hyperdrive ring, Vanto said. Yeah, we might want to hurry. It took a week for Captain Rossi to come fully up to speed on her new command and to acquaint herself with her ship, her officers, and her crew. She was, Eli had to admit, pretty good at it. By the end of the second week, she was being spoken of with cautious acceptance by most of the crew, and was well on her way to good working relationships with most of her officers, with two glaring exceptions. Eli, of course, was the second one. The most frustrating part was that he'd predicted the problem right from the start. The captain had an aide. Non-human Lieutenant Thrawn had one, and no one else aboard ship did. It wasn't proper protocol. It certainly wasn't proper tradition. And in the Imperial Navy, those two things were the bedrock on which everything else was built. It had taken Captain Virgilio some time to get used to the idea. It had taken Senior Lieutenant Dalen even longer. Neither man, Eli suspected, had ever been really happy with it. Eli wasn't expecting Rossi to ever get used to it or accept it. Unfortunately, there were an infinite number of ways a commander could show her displeasure with something or with someone. Sure enough, over the next month, Eli saw a clear pattern developing. Every nasty, dirty, or undesirable job somehow ended up on Thrawn's list. If it was a job that an officer couldn't legitimately be ordered to do, Thrawn would still be tasked with overseeing the procedure. And as Thrawn's aide, Eli was usually assigned the job right along with him. Thrawn took it with stoic good grace. Eli made sure his own annoyance was equally invisible. The slightest hint of insubordination, he knew, and Rossi would be on him like a tusk cat on a shack. So, when the Blood Crow picked up a distress call from a freighter carrying a cargo of static-locked Tibina gas, Eli knew exactly who would be leading the boarding party. If I understand correctly, Thrawn said as Ensign Mary Barlin maneuvered their shuttle between the Blood Crow and the derelict freighter Dromedar, the most disagreeable part of this duty is the dust? Yes, sir, Eli said, looking at the man and woman sitting silently in the jump seats along the shuttle's walls. Neither of them looked particularly happy with their assignment either. Electronics tech Lanio has had experience with static locking, Eli continued, gesturing to the woman. Care to elaborate on the problem? As Ensign Vanto says, sir, there's dust, Lanio said, her face wrinkling briefly with disgust. A lot of it. Something about static locking brings the stuff out of every nook and cranny on a ship and deposits it neatly on your uniform and skin. You come out looking like a dirt miner. It sticks to fabrics especially well, engineering tech Jacob added. You usually have to run your uniform through the cleaner twice to get everything out. And we all know how Captain Rossi likes her crew to look sharp, Barlin called back from the cockpit. How does it affect electronic equipment? Thrawn asked. Luckily, the dust is usually coarse enough not to get into properly sealed gear, Lanio said. Emphasis on properly. I've never seen a civilian transport yet where everything was up to proper code. In fact, I'd bet 50 credits we don't find anyone aboard, Jacob said. Automated beacon, dead in space. Odds are they got dust in their hyperdrive, couldn't fix it, and took off. I'll take that bet, Lanio said. Easy, Eli warned. No gambling aboard ship, remember? But we're not on aboard ship, sir, Jacob said innocently. This vessel is considered part of the Blood Crow, Thrawn said. If static locking has such serious disadvantages, why is it still used? It's really only used with Tibina gas, sir, Lanio said. The stuff's highly explosive and highly valuable. Big draw for hijackers. Static locking the tanks makes stealing them a risky business. Which means it'll be equally tricky for us if Captain Rossi wants them brought aboard, Jacob warned. Hopefully, it'll just be a matter of fixing whatever's wrong and flying the whole freighter to Ancien. There was a gentle bump. We're here, sir, Barlin reported. Engaging locking collar. Okay, we're set. Atmosphere inside reading normal. Lights on low, temperature mid-range, gravity functional and standard. Scrub is still running. Life form readings? Thrawn asked. Nothing useful, sir, she replied. The static locking's still screwing all that up. Okay, scrub's finished. Negative on dangerous chemicals or microorganisms. We're good to go, Lieutenant. Thank you, Thrawn said. Ensign Vanto, take Tex, Lanio, and Jacob aft to the engine section. Ensign Barling and I will go forward to the bridge. 2 minutes later, Eli and the two techs were moving down the freighter's central passageway, their footsteps echoing in the gloom. Really hate derelicts, sir, Lanio muttered as they walked. Her hand, Eli noted, was resting on the grip of her holstered blaster. Too many ghost ship stories when I was growing up. I heard my share too, Eli said. Most are just stories. The rest are real incidents embellished out of all recognition. I'm sure this place will look a lot cheerier once Barling gets to the lighting controls, Jacob said helpfully. Yeah, I don't think so, Lanio growled. All the light in the world. Without warning, the corridor erupted in a blinding blaze of light. Freeze! A taut voice said from somewhere behind them. You hear me? Freeze! Or I swear I'll shoot you where you stand. Vanto's expression is wary as he comes into view, but the tension that was in his voice when he gave the alarm has subsided. He holds an unfamiliar blaster loosely in his hand. Ensign Vento, report, Thrawn ordered. Lieutenant, Vento said. He gives a brief formal nod of greeting and acknowledgement. His fingers are half curled in the silent signal that confirms all is indeed well. May I present Neville Signy? He apparently mistook us for someone else. Did he? Thrawn said. Signy is a human with dark hair and the textured skin of one who has worked long years in bright sunlight. He sits on the deck at Vanto's feet. His torso is hunched forward, his face buried in his hands. His expression is largely hidden, but the tense muscles in his neck and arms hold fear and wariness. His clothes are stained with the same dust that clings to the Imperial's own uniforms. His hands show the scarring and calluses of mild physical labor. Whom did he mistake us for? Signy? Vanto prompted. Yes, sir, Signy said. Still seated, he straightens up and lowers his hands. His face is well-fleshed with no signs of malnutrition. The skin around his eyes is taut with stress, as are the muscles in his throat. His eyes are dark and wary. Please believe that I thought you were... He breaks off in his wise-eyed ends. Lieutenant Thrawn asked you a question, Signy, Vanto said. Yes, Signy said. He blinks twice and turns his eyes to Vanto. Sorry, my name... No, you already know my name. Sorry, the thing is, we were attacked by pirates. Who were they, Vanto asked. Did they mention any names? Were they wearing any kind of insignia? No, Signy said. No names. His lips twitched. At least nothing I heard. I sort of ran. There was a brief silence. Where did you run? Vanto asked. There's a storage locker back where Captain Fitz stores her private food stocks. Signy angles his head behind him. Specialized stuff she picks up along our route that she sells wherever she can make a profit. We used to pilfer it, taking from the back and keeping the front intact so she wouldn't notice us quickly, which left enough room from behind the package where you could hide. I know what you're thinking, Signy said. His voice becomes harsh. I should have stood with the others, maybe fought, maybe... He broke off, his throat working. And then they took them. His voice drops in volume. All of them. I heard someone say they were going to go back to their base and find a slasher to get the ship running. But they took everyone else with them. What happened to the hyperdrive? Thrawn asked. I've got Lanio checking it out, Vanto said. Best guess is that someone locked it down before the pirates could get to it. Yes, that was it, Signy said. Captain Fitz locked the hyperdrive. I heard them threatening her, or maybe it was Toom, our engineer, who locked it. He squeezes his eyes tightly shut. I heard screams. You thought we were the returning pirates? Thrawn asked. Yes. Signy opens his eyes and waves one hand at Vanto. I was scared. I didn't focus on the uniforms. I never thought anyone would hear the beacon or come looking anyway. When I saw who you were, he trails off. I guess I'm lucky you didn't just shoot me for pulling a blaster on you. We have better self-control than that, Vanto said. He looks at Thrawn. Orders, sir? Contact the Blood Crow, Thrawn said. Signy buried his face in his hands again. The muscles in his hands are tight with tension. Report the situation to the captain, and I'll inform her I'll be making a thorough examination of the ship. Except for the power compartment, sir, Lanio said as she joined them from around the corner. There was a bad leak in the main reactor. Oh yes, don't go in there, Signy said quickly. He drops his hands from his face. His back stiffens as he looks up. Sorry, I should have warned you about that. It's okay, Lanio said, her voice dry. The indicators and hatch interlocks were a pretty solid hint. Oh, right, Signy sighs. His torso folds over again in a slump. And then tell her, Thrawn continued to Vanto, that I recommend bringing a full operational crew aboard while we attempt to restart the hyperdrive. If we are unable to do so, I recommend attempting to disengage the static locks so that the Tabana cylinders can be removed and transferred to the Blood Crow. Lanio's mouth drops open a few millimeters. Ah, yes, Vanto said cautiously. Sir, I suspect the captain will find your suggestions a bit excessive. She may, Thrawn said. Signy's face is still hidden in his hands. Nevertheless, those are my recommendations. Yes, sir, Vanto said. I'll submit them immediately. Thank you, Ensign, Thrawn said. While you do that, Tech Lanio will show me to the Tabana cylinders. Lanio clenches her jaw firmly. Yes, sir, she said. This way. Friends, that is Chapter 7 of Star Wars Thrawn. Thank you for hanging out with me and listening as I read that chapter. We are going to chapter 8 next week. Thank you again for joining me. Really appreciate it. Bones John, just realized Ruel's wearing a Yoda hat. A bit slow to the party. No worries. Yeah, this is my Yoda knit cap. Friends, it's 9:45 a.m. Pacific. I've read a chapter of Thrawn. Something new I'm doing today is I'm going to play a game, Star Wars game. Y'all can help me out. It's Star Wars Risk. There's the box there. The Black Series. This is the fancier version of the Hasbro game. Sort of cool that the Hasbro actually came out with this years ago. But let me turn this down here. We talked about Star Wars Risk earlier, so I'm going to jump into it. We're going to play this. We'll see if we'll go through the whole game. I do want to raid the Brothers Murph. They're starting at 10 a.m. today. They've got a game they're playing on Tuesdays now, so I would like to raid them. We'll see how far we get through this game. Maybe we'll play the whole thing. I don't know. We'll see. It's a lighter game, but here's the game here. I'm going to move. Let me move this out of the way here. So here's the rule book. Got my little player aid. I love player aids. I'm going to move. Let's see. Get this stuff off screen. Oh, here's the dice. So this is a hand management dice game. And this is the Empire. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. Y'all are going to be the Empire. I will be the Rebels for this game. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You start with 6 hands, 6 cards in your hand. 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'll show you some of the cards here and how we're going to play them. Excuse me, I have the cheapy sleeves. These are like the penny sleeves, so they don't fit perfectly. But when you're going to have 3 cards in your hand, you're going to draw 3, or you're going to have 6 cards in your hand, and then you're going to play 3 face down in front of you. Actually, move this out of the way. Actually, I've got all kinds of stuff on here. I am going to, I'm going to move the mic as well. We're going to put the mic, move this over here. This goes here. I'm going to move the mic back here. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully y'all can still, I'll turn it up low. Can y'all can still hear me, right? Just to get it out of the way, give myself a little room here. So that's the Empire. I am the Rebels. So of the 6 cards, I'm going to... Thank you, Amanda, for confirming. Always appreciate it. I'm going to play 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. Those 3 there. And then if they only then decide the board to look like a TIE bomber, yeah, right? I love the look of the game and everything. It's a simpler game, but hey... it's still a lot of fun. So, as the Empire, y'all are going to have these 6 cards. You're going to pick 3. You're going to pick 3 to play. So, you got to pick 3 first. And then, what these mean is, this here is the Emperor. Where's the rule book? This here. Means you're going to place stormtroopers to block my path from Endor to the shield generator. So basically, this is a dice chucker. I've got the dice over here. Actually, I'll put the dice right here. You're going to put stormtroopers to block me here. So anytime there's a stormtrooper here, I don't know if you can see, there's little numbers. That's the number I have to roll on the dice. I will roll 5 dice. If I roll a 2, I will move here. If I roll a 2 here, I'll move here. If there's a stormtrooper, it adds 1 to the roll. So instead of a 2, I need a 3, and then to move there. Okay. So anytime you have this just means you're going to place 3 stormtroopers anywhere along the path. This means the executor may move, or I believe that's where you can like spawn TIE fighters. Let me make sure that is what it means. Executor. Where is that little thing? That's the battle. Rebel Order Shield Assault. Executor, up to 2 adjacent sectors. Oh, okay. So this ship may move to 2 adjacent sectors. You can never move through your opponents, but you can move into and through your own ships. This TIE Fighter means you may either move any number of TIE Fighters, and then you may attack So after attacking always comes after movement. Movement is optional. Same with the executor. The executor, you get more dice. The TIE fighters, you get one die per TIE fighter. There's no limit to the number of figures you could have in a sector. And again, adjacency is just whatever's next to you. The lightsaber, that's for the battle between Darth and Luke. The lightsaber, you will roll 4 dice. 4, 5, or 6 hits Luke and or Vader. The Death Star, that's a good one. It is a fully functioning Death Star. That means you roll, I believe it's 2 dice. Death Star. 2 dice, yes. You roll 2 dice, and you're attacking the Rebel fleet. Okay? If you roll, one of those is a 5 or a 6, you choose one of these and destroy it, and I lose all those ships on that. So this is a great way. Like, I feel early on strategy as the Empire, you got to take out these, and also early game strategy for the Rebels. You have to get these ships moved onto here. So as you'll see here, if I pull this card, or if I play this card, you resolve in any order you want. Here, I move on the shield generator. I roll dice and I move. Here, I can move B-Wings. So I have B-Wings. For instance, here, I can move any number of B-Wings to an adjacent empty sector or to a friendly sector. Or I can move B-Wings from the Rebel fleet onto the board, which I'm probably going to do early because I don't want to lose those. And again, you resolve in any order you want, all 3 of the things, or however many are on there. Okay? So this shoots at the Rebel fleet. These, you may move ships, and then you may also attack. These either spawn TIE fighters and attack, and then these move, put stormtroopers to block on the generator. That's it, folks. That's the game. It's pretty straightforward. It's a quick moving game. I'm going to play, so I'm going to look at my cards. I'm going to have 3 to play. I think I'm going to play these. Yeah. Oh, this game here, or this card here in my hand, I'm going to try to turn Darth Vader from the dark side. I'm going to try to save him, right? So I'm trying to save Darth Vader. If I play that card, it's called the Darth Vader Redeemed card. If I play that card when Vader is down to either 3, 2, or 1 hit points, that's when I can turn him. I have redeemed my father, and I get bonus cards into my hand. Okay? So the way the turns work, you're going to take 3 of your cards, place them face down, like 1, 2, 3. And then you play them one at a time, back and forth. Then you draw 3 more. You'll always have 6 cards in your hand. You're going to select 3, place them face down. Rinse and repeat until the goal of the game is for me to destroy the Death Star as the Rebels, right? Just like in the movie. And the Empire wins if you destroy all the entire fleet. So every single ship, including the Millennium Falcon, if you destroy all them, the Empire wins. Okay, I'm going to just jump right into it. I'm going to sort of like solo play it, folks. And then we'll play, and we don't have to play the whole game. We're just going to play, I would like to raid the brothers. And again, this is something different I'm trying for Tatooine Tuesday. This is Star Wars Day, my Star Wars Day. So what I'm going to do, I played my cards as the Rebels. Now for the Empire, I want to spawn or move TIE fighters. And then I want to spawn TIE fighters and move them, and also try to fight Luke. I'm probably going to save some of these. Oh, actually, no. You know what? Let's do this. Let's start trying to attack the Rebel fleet. So with the fully functional Death Star, 1, 2, right off the bat, let's try to hammer them right off the bat. And then we will get some more. We'll get these here. Okay? All right. So this is the Empire's hand. Okay. Sorry about the glare. I'm still trying to figure stuff out with lighting and folks. So here's what I'm going to play. And then we're going to take turns playing them. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play this card first. Okay. So in any order, I may do these. So first, I'm going to... Well, we'll start at the bottom. Start from the bottom now here, as Drake would say, right? I bet y'all didn't think I was going to quote Drake during a Star Wars game, right? But hey, that's how we roll here. I'm going to go up on the Battle of Endor here, so I need to roll at least a 2. I roll 4 dice. Let me get the rule book just to make sure. Oh, by the way, this is the player raid. This player raid is awesome. It's from BGG. Tells you everything you need to know about the game, including some updated rules. There are a few rules that were sort of unclear, but whoever did this, they did a remarkable job. They got the updated rules, I believe, from the designer or from Hasbro, and it's all here on this sheet. Now, as far as like combat, it's like this is like most of the combat stuff, which is great. Okay, shield assault, play stormtroopers. Okay, so I get 5 dice. I need to roll a 2. And let me make sure I just move 1 spot. I don't know if I get to move for every 2. Shield this. So roll 5 dice. Oh yeah, each die moves it. Okay, so we're gonna go here. Okay, so I've rolled a 1, so that doesn't move anything. But I have a 3, 3, 4, and a 5. So it's going to be 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because all of those are 2s. Okay. AJ sounds pretty cool. Looks so different from regular Risk. I love how... Yeah, I'm so surprised by this game, Bones. I really love this game. Again, as a Star Wars geek, of course. But I think it's just a cool little light game. Strategy game. For 2 players, I think it's great. BGG is so handy for resources. Yeah, I love it. Okay, so that's my rebel move. Now I'm going to do these in any order. I'm going to move my X-Wings. So I've got 5 X-Wings here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 X-Wings here. Let's move these X-Wings. Okay, again, there's no limit to how many ships you can have there. And then I'm going to resolve the B-Wings. So I've got 3 here and 3 here. I'll move, let's say move these 3. Okay, so I now discard this card, and now it's the Empire's turn. You have these things here. You can deploy or move TIE fighters. You can block by putting these stormtroopers here. That adds a +1 to each one. You can shoot fire from the Death Star, fully functioning Death Star, trying to take out the rebels here. So I'm going to, y'all go ahead and chat. I know there's a little delay, but if you feel like you know what you want to do, just let me know. This is fire and then also battle with Darth Vader and Luke. This one is to move and attack with the Executor, the big ship. So the big ship, as far as combat, folks, for X-Wings, you're going to roll 1 die. For the Millennium Falcon, I roll 2 dice. For the Executor... Oh, wow. The Executor gets to roll 4 dice. Okay. The X-Wings and the TIE Fighters, Y-Wings, B-Wings, they pretty much all have 1 hit point. So you hit them, they're destroyed. Millennium Falcon takes 2 hits. The Executor takes 4 hits. No. Executor... Oh, my gosh. Millennium Falcon takes 6 hits. The Executor takes 8 hits. So you can keep track of those here. That's the Executor's 8. Millennium Falcon 6. The Death Star, it's only 1 hit. It just takes 1 hit for the Death Star. But you have to have the shield generator down. And it has to be a 6. You have to roll a 6 or better. I mean a 6 and you destroy it. Want to see the Death Star in action? Yes. All right. So let's do this. We're going to do this card, Bones. We're going to do the Death Star first. So the Death Star is going to shoot at one of these. Death Star gets 2 dice. If you roll a 5 and or a 6, you get to take out one of those rebels. Okay, you have rolled a 3 and 4. Yay me! You've missed. So that's that. So your second action. So you've missed there. Second action is Vader. So Vader in a lightsaber duel with our friend Luke Skywalker. Roll 4 dice. Any roll of 4, 5, or 6 deals 1 hit to Luke. Oh, it says right here, yeah. 4 dice, so 4, 5, or 6. Uh-oh. Vader's come out swinging. 4, 5, 4, and a 3. So, 3 hits there. I believe it is each... deals 1 hit for maximum 4 hits. Okay, so Luke is down 1, 2, 3 hits. Okay, so he's got 10 hit points now. If Luke reaches the last spot on his hit track, he is destroyed and out of the game. And then the Empire claims 4 extra cards. Ooh, nice. Okay. So that's that. Let's start some discard piles here. Okay. So now I'm going to play... Are the X-Wings better fighters? Yeah. So I want to really get those X-Wings out there because they hit... Wait, 2 hit. They roll... Oh, no. They also roll 1 die. Okay. Okay, let's get some... the Y-Wings here. We'll try... we'll do the Y-Wings here this time. So I can do Y-Wings, get them out on the board. So I'll take... let's move these over to here. And I'm going to battle Darth Vader. So I gotta get back at my dad, right? So that is Luke. Same thing. Roll 4 dice, 4, 5, or 6 hits Vader. Okay, couple of 6. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Luke. Hey, Luke has hit all 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, all right. As you can see, the game moves pretty quickly, folks. So that's that card. Now for you all, why don't we do this one? So we're going to do this. With the TIE Fighter symbol, you may either spawn 4 more TIE Fighters, and that comes from the Executor, or move any number of TIE Fighters from one sector to an adjacent one. After moving, you may attack. Okay? So, tell you what, let's spawn some more. Let's get some ships on the board. So, let's use that. 1, 2, 3, 4. You just add 4 TIE Fighters to where the Executor is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, there's no limit to the ships here. And again, I think on that time I played with my nephew, like he literally had like all the TIE Fighters out like in one sector. It was so funny. Okay, so that goes there. Now I'm going to play my final card of this round. I've got the Rebel. I can move up on Endor. Oops. I can move up on Endor, and then I can launch TIE Fighter or X-Wings. So just FYI, the Mercs just went like, thank you, Amanda. Yeah, I think we'll hang out here till about 10:30ish or so. You know, let them get set up, and we'll see. I would like to show more of this game, and then we'll raid them. Thank you, Amanda. Okay, so I'm going to move up here. So I'm going to roll all 5 dice. And I need 2. So these are all 2s up to here, then you get to 3s. When you eventually get up here, it's going to take you 5 to destroy the shield generator. Okay. So I've got a 3, a 2, a 2, a 5. Oh, hey, that's all 5. So 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. All right. So now from now on out, it gets to 3. And I don't know if y'all can see it. I don't have the zoom here, but it has like all of the stills and photos from the original movie. So you got like Han here. You got some Ewoks. Super, super awesome. Okay, and then I get to move. Did I move my X-Wings? No, I didn't. I had X-Wings. I moved B-Wings. Okay, so X-Wings, we're going to move here. All right, cool, cool, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 of these should be empty. Yep. Okay. Yeah, pictures are a nice touch. I love it. Okay, and finally for the final card of the Empire, let's start with Darth Vader. So Vader's going to attack with 4 dice, and he hits on 4 and up. Wow, Vader. Only a 6, so 1, Luke's down 1, down to 9. All 3 missed. Luke is definitely using the Force, folks. And then let's move. Should we move? Yeah, I tell you what, we're going to move the Executor. So show you a little bit of movement and attacking here. So the Executor move up to 2 adjacent sectors, then it may attack by rolling 4 dice. We're going to go 1, 2, right there. So it's going to try to attack this sector here. The Executor gets 4 dice. Okay. To hit the Millennium Falcon, it needs to roll a 5 or a 6. To hit the X-Wings, you need a 3 and above. And in this game, the attacker assigns rolls. So for the X-Wings, they're 1 hit, a point each. For a Millennium Falcon, you have 6 points. Whoops. Let me get this out of the way. Okay. So here's the Executor's attack. Hey, 4, 5, and a 3, and a 2. So to hit the Millennium Falcon, need a 5 or better. So we're going to use this 5 for the Falcon. Boom. Sorry, Chewie. And we have a 2, 3, and 4. The 2's going to miss. The 3s and 4s are going to hit. So they destroy 2, 1, 2. The X-Wings are gone. This goes up here. 1, 2, 3. Let's start with 5. It did. Okay. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. So the Executor, that was that move. We've done the Vader. And now we do the Empire. Or I mean the Death Star. The Death Star is going to attack here. They roll 2 dice. And must hit on a 5 or better. There's a 6. And there's a 2. Okay. So the Empire has hit either B-Wings or Y-Wings. So if you hit one of those rebel markers, you just destroy all the ships. The B-Wings are a little stronger, so we're going to destroy those. So those are out of the game. And this marker gets flipped over. Boom. Done. There it is. And that's the first turn of the game, folks. As you can see, it's a really quick-moving, light hand management game. So you have these 3 cards in your hand. You will draw 3 more. 1, 2, 3. And, you know, if we played for reals, all this is hidden information, of course. I go, whoops, I'll put this over here. So I've got my 3 cards here, 1, 2, 3, and then I draw 3, 1, 2, 3. And then from these 3, I'm going to try to figure out which ones I'm going to play. So also in this game, it's the Rebels always go first. They always take the first turn. So as a Rebel player, I really want to get more ships out. So I've got Y-Wings left here, so I'm going to play this one for sure to get those Y-Wings out there because I don't want them destroyed. I'm going to keep pumping up on that shield generator too. But hey, we got to see the Millennium Falcon in action. So we're going to do that one. And we got to battle Vader a little bit, right? Okay, well, let's do this. I'll do those 3 cards. Okay, and again, pretend you don't know what I'm playing. And then you all are going to play, why don't we get some more X-Wings, and we're going to start protecting the shield generator. Do these 2. And we'll do another Vader there for y'all. Okay, so those go there. These are yours. And again, we would secretly choose these. So I'm going to go, I really want to get those Y-Wings out of there. So I'm going to play this card, folks. Okay. So Y-Wing, B-Wings, and then a Rebel. I'm going to move up Endor. So first Y-Wings. I want to move these Y-Wings onto the board. Okay, cool. So right now the Death Star is not going to... I've taken the Death Star effectively out of the game for now as far as firing against these. Let me see if the Death Star can fire on a sector. Death Star. Choose a face-up rebel marker. Destroy it. If no rebel markers are face-up. Okay. Darn it. Okay, now these are all cleared out. If no rebel fleet markers left face-up, the Empire may choose to target any sector, and if successful, destroy all ships in it, including the Falcon. Ugh! Okay, so that's going to be brutal. All right. So we've got those ships on board. Now let's move. I moved the Y-Wings, right? Was that the Y-Wings? Yeah. I think I just moved Y-Wings, wasn't it? So now we can move with the B-Wings. Tell you what, I'm going to move... The B-Wings. Let's move the B-Wings from here to here. Okay, we're going to load up a B-Wing sector there and get them ready. Okay, and then we have Y-Wings here. Oh, okay, I moved those already. Okay, cool, cool, cool. At least I think I did. All right, so now it's your turn. Why don't we do this for your turn? Hey, Time Lord, thanks for joining us. We're playing Star Wars Risk, the Black Series. I'm just playing a two-handed game with y'all in chat and also myself here. So we're going to start with this one. So what this does is... 3, okay, yeah, x plus 1, x equals value plus 1 if the, okay. What you do is take 3 stormtroopers, which you can't see because of the glare. You put them in these 3 spots ahead of the rebel marker. So now instead of 3s to move past this, I need 4s. Okay, so that's that. Now we get TIE fighters. I say we spawn. Should we spawn some more? Yes. Let's spawn some more since the executor would go here. So 1, 2. You always spawn 4. Okay. And that is that action. Now, I could have used this to move TIE fighters from a sector and then attack. But in this case, I decided to spawn where the executor was. Okay, so that's the end of that turn. Again, very, very, very straightforward and simple game, but I love it. Okay, so now my second card as the rebel here. Okay, check this out. We're going to play this. Let's get the Falcon into the game here. So Han and Chewie are flying around. Again, you could do these in any order. I'm going to move the B-Wings first. Okay, so B-Wings that we had here, they can move 1 sector. They're going to go to this sector here. They may attack. They can't attack the Death Star because the shield is still up. And so, yeah, they're still protected. But I just want to move them there, get them ready. Oh, wait, no. Actually, why don't we do this? Let's get these B-Wings up here in this sector. Again, there is no limit to ships you can have in a sector, folks. So those 3 are there. Those are staying there. Now we can move the Millennium Falcon, which I think, again, movement is optional. You can always just attack. And I think that's, you know what, we're just going to attack. We want to take down the Executor. Okay, so let's get the dice back out. Han and Chewie are going to roll 2 dice. And again, the attacker assigns the hits. Okay, a 3 and a 4. To hit the Executor, you need a 5+. So I cannot hit the Executor. X-Wings, or I mean TIE Fighters, 2. You just need a 3 or an up. So I got 2 hits. I'm taking down 2 TIE Fighters. Boom. Okay, so that was the Falcon. So we did the Falcon. We did, okay, so that's that. Now we go back to the Empire's turn. We're going to do this one here. So let's do an attack. Or a move and attack. So we're going to move these here. Okay, those 4 are moved. And then we're going to attack this sector here. So with TIE Fighters, 1 die each. Okay. And I got B-Wings, X-Wings, and the Millennium Falcon. Okay, they've rolled a 5, a 1, a 1, and a 2. They have hit the Millennium Falcon with a 5, stupid TIE Fighter. So that goes down to 4. They have also hit, they have a 1, 1, and 2. Actually, that's all they hit. They just hit the Falcon. Okay. And then we have a Darth Vader. So we roll 4 dice. Again, Vader versus Luke. Okay. Vader's rolled a 6, a 4, a 1, and a 2. So Vader has hit Luke twice. 1, 2. All right, and that's that. And then finally, my final card. I've got X-Wings and Luke. Let's start with Luke this time. So Luke is going to try to get Vader. Luke has rolled a 6, a 5, a 3, and a 2. Okay, so he's got 2 hits. He hits on 2 or better. So Vader is down 1, 2, down to 6 hit points. And then our X-Wings, I think we're going to attack. Let's attack. Let's see. I've got 3 X-Wings in this sector. I can move and attack. I cannot move into a sector that has an opponent's ship. So we're going to move, or we're going to just, I really want to attack that Executor. Okay. So we've got 3 X-Wings there. Actually, you know what? Tell you what, no. We're going to move 1, 2, 3, all 5. They are adjacent here. So let me see if you can see that. Yep. These 5 go into this sector because it's adjacent. And then they attack. Now, I have 8 X-Wings there. The most you can roll is 5. So I'm just rolling. I'm attacking the Executor here. Come on. Yes. Got 2 6s, a 3, and 2 1s. So the Executor, I need a 5 or better. I've got 2 hits on the Executor. So 1, 2, down to 6 hit points. I've got a 3 and a 1. The 3 can hit a TIE Fighter. So final TIE Fighter gets blown out of there. And the 1s do nothing. All right. And now the Empire's final turn. You got. Let's spawn 4 more TIE. Or do we move? Let's move some TIE fighters and then try to attack. I can just keep these here. If I move here, I can't attack any. Can I attack after a spawn? I forgot. Move any after moving. Nope, it's either spawn or move and attack. So I can move these here. You know what, we're just going to spawn. We need 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then you're going to put 3 stormtroopers. 1, 2, 3. All right, so that slows down the rebels there. All right, and we're going to continue, folks. What time is it? 10:15. We'll play till about 10:30. I think you're getting a good. This is pretty much the game. Very back and forth. Very cool. You know, thematic game. Again, it's lighter, but I love this game. It's got dice chucking. You know, what else? What else do you want, right? Dice chucking in Star Wars. Love it. Okay, so at the end of your turn, draw back up to 6. 1, 2, 3. Excuse me. Oh, the lightning bolt. What is the lightning bolt? That's the Emperor. That is. This is the Emperor's Force Light. When that sword is given, immediately deal 2 hits to Skywalker. Ooh. Wow. So this is automatic 2 hits on Luke. Oh my gosh. So y'all are definitely going to keep those. Or play those. You can take out Luke just like that. Wow. Yeah. So I feel like those 3. Man, I thought this was weighted towards the good guys. Apparently not. Okay. So those 3 there. And then let's see what I drew for my 3. I've got these 3. 1, 2, 3. And if you run out of cards, you just reshuffle the deck and pull some there. Okay. I can try to get Vader. Ooh. That would be pretty cool. If I could try, you know, I feel like, again, we wouldn't know what we had in our hands. But I feel like if I could turn Vader, that would be a huge... I could go here. Oh my gosh. So we'll do this. We're going to attack a bunch. Attack with that. I'm going to attack with that. And then we can try to turn Vader. Okay. So those are my 3. That's your 3. Okay. Rebels always go first. So we're going to go with this one here. Okay. We've got B-Wings. We've got the Falcon. And we have... I notice I switch between Falcon and Falcon. Falcon. I like Falcon. So I'm going to go with the Falcon, the B-Wings, and the Vader lightsaber battle. So let me do... Again, you can do these in any order. I will start with the lightsaber. So I roll 4 dice. Hits on a 4, 5, or 6, right? For Luke. Yep. Oh my gosh. Luke totally whiffed. So Luke didn't hit anything. So the next one... Let's move the B-Wings. So I'm going to move this group of B-Wings here. Again, no limit as to what you can have in a sector. And we're going to attack. So attack adjacent. We want to take that Executor down. So we're going to roll 5 dice. That's the max you can roll. I've got a ton of B-Wings there. Okay, a 6, a 4, and a 5. Okay, so I believe I hit the Executor twice. Yes. So 1, 2, down to 4 hit points. 6 and a 5. And then I hit a 4, so that'll easily take out a TIE Fighter. And that's it for the B-Wings. Now for the Falcon, they're going to roll 2 dice. Come on, a 6 and a 3. Okay, 6 takes down the Executor 1 hit, and then a 3 takes out a TIE Fighter. Okay, so that's that. Now you all are going to play. We got these and these here. you know what? Let's get more TIE fighters out on the board. So 4. Oops. 2, 3, and 4. And then let's immediately deal 2 hits to Luke. Oops. 1, 2. Okay. So Luke just gets automatically hit by the Emperor. Ha 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 ha. Alright. So now the Rebels are going to play this one. So I've got TIE fighters. I got X-Wings, Y-Wings, and a lightsaber. So let's do the lightsaber first. If we can get Vader down a couple of hits, that would be really good. You got a 5, 5, and 6. That's 3 hits. 1, 2, 3. So now Vader's in that zone where Vader is now in the zone 3, 2, 1 where he can be turned. Okay, and if you notice, I do have that card where I can turn Vader to the good side. Okay, so that's that. Now we have Y-Wings and X-Wings. We are going to move. Hey, we're all just going to jam up here into this sector here. Y-Wings are... Well, let's do the X-Wings first. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could move those 6 here. Do I want to do that? Because I could wipe out those as well. Okay. Tell you what, just the way it's worked out right now, we're just going to stay here. I roll 5 dice. Okay. It'd be nice if we could get a bunch of 5s and 6s. We've got to take out the Executor. Okay. 3, 4. Nope, we didn't do it. Executor, we only hit on a 5 or better. But we do have 4, 4, 4, 3, and a 3. That's 4 hits. Take out 4 TIE fighters. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at nerds. Hi, thanks. Yeah, this is from my my cousin, her husband. They knit. So they knitted me a Baby Yoda hat. Okay, so I've done that was for the X-Wings. Now finally for the Y-Wings. We're going to move the Y-Wings. Tell you what, just to make things a little different, we're going to go here. That's an adjacent sector. That's 4 of them. And they're going to attack the adjacent sector there. They need a 5 or a 6 to hit the Executor. They need 3 and above to hit the TIE Fighter. Oh, the Y-Wings were ineffective. They've only hit 1, so 1 TIE Fighter goes down. That's that card. Hey, John, have you ever played this Star Wars Risk? I really like this one. Okay. Again, I think we need to hit Luke and also spawn some more TIE Fighters. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. And then we're going to hit Luke for 2. So Luke is down to 1, 2. Okay, getting close there, folks. Now, I haven't watched it. Yeah, it's so good, John. I really enjoy this game. It's light, a lot of fun, very quick. Okay, so now I have played this card here, the Redeem Vader card. So what that is, the order can only be given if Darth Vader's hit token is on a 3, 2, or 1, which he is. He only has 3 hit points. When this order is played, both Darth Vader and the Emperor are destroyed. The Rebel player claims 5 bonus order cards and immediately adds them to the bottom of the Rebel order pile. Okay, so I've got those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically, I have just increased my hand limit for the next turn. It gives me more options. Then I also get to move up the Endor track. So I've got to roll all 5 dice. And right now, I need 4s or better to advance. Whoops. This one goes here. So I've got a 5, a 6, and that's it. So I take out 2 stormtroopers, pew, 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 and move up here. Okay. Wow. So Vader has been destroyed, and the Emperor has been destroyed, thankfully. So this you cannot play anymore because the Emperor has been destroyed. But the fully functional, fully operational Death Star can now be played. Normally, the Death Star would attack one of these Rebel fleets, but they have either been destroyed or they're on the board. Now you can try to hit any sector. Okay. Bones asks, do the sound effects come with the game or is that a downloadable mod? You may download it at... I will do the sound effects for you, Bones John. Now, here's the problem that the Rebels did, or I did. The Death Star can attack any one sector and destroy all the ships there. That is not a good thing because I have put all my ducks, I've put them all in one sector here. That's a bad thing because I'm going to check real quick here. The Death Star, when they get to fire, I think they just automatically destroy everything. So that is not good. Okay. If a rebel if no rebel fleet markers are left face up, the Empire. Oh, okay. So no, they have to hit all of these first, then they can start hitting there. I was gonna say I was dead meat already. No, so they need to kill off these fleet markers by rolling a 5 or 6. Yep. They rolled a 4 and a 3, so those remain untouched. Woo! Pew pew. There's some special effects for you. Okay, so those are discarded. Now, again, someone needs to clip the sound effects and make them available to buy with Bruno points. Oh my, don't give me any ideas. Actually, I like that idea a lot, John. So again, this would actually be secret information. You wouldn't see it, so you draw back up to 6, and you will pick 3 for your order. So these are pretty much worthless, these two, because Darth Vader has been turned to the good side, saved by his son. But you can still use the TIE Fighters to either spawn or to move and attack. These put Stormtroopers out, so you can always do that, and the Death Star. So I feel like for the Empire, definitely do this one. And then, I mean, might as well burn these cards, right? Let's burn those 3, okay? Because you want to get those TIE Fighters out. Now for mine... do I draw back up, or is it just draw 3 automatically? Because I got those bonus cards, I now have, yeah. Okay. So this is the cool thing. Because I destroyed the Emperor and Vader is turned, I have a bunch of more choices now. So I draw 3. Now, I'm going to only play 3 at a time for an order, but at least I have more choices, which is cool. So again, the lightsabers are really not doing me anything at this point. So I'm going to save those for last. Okay, I do have the Millennium Falcon. Okay. This one I'll play because I can use all 3 of those. I really want the Falcon to start doing some damage here. So, okay, we'll do that one too. And then, yeah, we'll do this. Okay, so those are my 3. Those are this 3 here. Tell you what, we're going to play this final turn, folks. You've definitely gotten a feel for the game. And we'll play this turn out, then we're going to raid the Brothers Murph. Okay? So, again, thank you for hanging out. If you're just joining us, my name is Ruel Gaviola, and I love Star Wars, of course, right? Shirt, hat. Every Tuesday is Tatooine Tuesday here. I read a chapter from Star Wars Thrawn, which we just finished chapter 7. Again, love that book. And then I've decided to start playing stuff on a Star Wars game as well. So after we read, I played Star Wars Risk. And maybe I'll continue this next week. I can take a photo and like just set this up again next week and continue. So I think that's what I'll do, folks. Let's get into the game. So if you're just joining us, it's a very really straightforward game. I like it. This is my favorite version of Risk. Because it doesn't really... It's Star Wars, folks. This is the end of Return of the Jedi. So the Rebel player always goes first. Let's do this. Millennium Falcon, X-Wings, and the Rebels during the Battle of Endor. We're going to start here. Again, you do it any way you want, any order you want. So let me get this out of the way. I roll all 5 dice. Normally I would need 3s, but because there's Stormtroopers on them, that's a +1, so 4s. Okay, I've got a 5. I've got, what's that, a 2 and a 3. Not good. So I need to move 1 there. Okay, that Stormtrooper gets returned. And the next, once I've done this, let's do X-Wings. We got a whole load of X-Wings here. We're going to... So we're going to change things up a little bit. Let's move them down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them here. Still got 3 in this sector, so that's fine. We're going to move 5 here and then fire upon the Executor. So the Executor and the TIE Fighters there. Executor gets hit on a 5 or 6. TIE Fighters get 3 or above. Hey, all right. 5, 6, 6. Hey, that might have been like... Yeah, that's 3 of them. Yes! 1, 2, 3. Woo! Take that, Executor. The ship has gone down. Now, just like in the movies, this one... Kaboom! So that is gone. The Executor has been destroyed, folks. Big moment for the Rebels. Woo! You can hear the Ewoks celebrating in the background. Hey, also got a couple of 4s there. That's going to take out 2 of the TIE Fighters. Boom. So this was big for the Rebels because now the Empire cannot spawn any more TIE Fighters. That's it. Okay? So that was our friends in the X-Wings. Now we got Chewie and Han. They're right here. So they're going to fly. Oh, actually, they can't fly anywhere because they're blocked in. So why don't they fire on these TIE Fighters here? There's 4 of them. Falcon gets 2 dice. Yep. Okay, 2 dice. 3 and a 4, so they've hit 2 of these TIE Fighters. Pew, 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 pew. And that's the end of the Rebels' turn. Now we're going to go to the Empire. The Empire, let's see, they got this, this, and this. They can't spawn anymore, so... Oops. Why don't we go with this? We're going to go here. They're going to use the Death Star to attack one of those fleet markers to destroy them. They get destroyed on a Rebel fleet. 5 or better. Okay, there's a 6. So one of them is destroyed. Okay. They got 4 more. Once they clear out these 4, they can start just blowing up anything on the board. Okay. And then so that's that one. Now they do the Battle of Endor, excuse me. So they add 3 more stormtroopers. 1, 2, 3. Again, this is just to slow down the rebels. You rebel scum. Okay. Now we're going to go with... Ooh, how many? Okay, I got those there. I've got X-Wing. Okay, let's do X-Wings and B-Wings. Again, this is not in play because Vader has been redeemed. So X-Wings and B-Wings. We're going to move all these B-Wings over here to this empty sector. That's my B-Wing sound flying. And then they're going to attack those TIE Fighters right there. So they can attack... Actually, I'm gonna reverse that. We're gonna do the X-Wings first. I have 3 X-Wings here. 1, 2, 3. We'll do the B-Wings next. So X-Wings have been moved. They may now attack. There are 3 X-Wings that are attacking the TIE Fighters. Again, they cannot attack the Death Star until they have taken down the shield generator, which we still need to get on top of that. So they have rolled a 3, a 5, and a 2. That is 2 TIE Fighters down. Thank you, X-Wings. And finally, the B-Wings. We're going to move. Actually, now we can't move. So we're going to attack from here. We don't move. That's optional. We're going to attack these TIE Fighters here. I've got a ton of B-Wings. So to get the TIE Fighters, it's 3 or better. So 3, 4, and 6. That is 3. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Slowly but surely. All right. And then the Empire goes. They have either one of these are going to be placed. So TIE Fighters. Let's move all 4 of these into an adjacent sector here. And they're going to attack here. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey. And again, the attacker assigns the hits. Oh my gosh. Wow, what a roll. 3 6s. Oh my gosh, did they hit the... They did. They have 4 hits on the Falcon. 1, 2... Whoops. They were here. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, folks. That is not good. Han and Chewie are down. Oh no. Wow. Or actually, no, not Han and Chewie. Sorry, it's Lando. Lando is down, folks. The stupid TIE Fighters took him down. Also a 4. That destroys a B-Wing, I believe. Yeah. No. B-Wing needs a 5 hit. Okay. So, in this game, we have lost the Millennium Falcon. Interesting. Those TIE fighters, folks. But now... Oh, so that actually hurts because now I can't play this, but I can play the B-Wings. The B-Wings are going to shoot here. They're going to try to get revenge for Lando and crew. They have 4, 5, 6. Okay, they have hit every single TIE fighter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take that, bad guys. Down. Okay. So that's that. And then we play the final Empire here. They've got... Well, that's no good. Why don't we move... We got to move some of these TIE fighters. Okay, we're going to move into an adjacent spot here. Yeah, that's... Oh, wow, that's all they can do. They can't... Because you can only fire into an adjacent sector, which nothing is there. So that's the Empire's turn, folks. Okay. So that's it for now. That was interesting. So not only did we redeemed Vader for the good guys, but then the bad guys, they actually took down the Falcon. So Lando is out of the game. And they do have... Oops. They do have a bunch of stormtroopers here. So it's going to take a while for the rebels to get through the... through Endor to get to the shield. They got to take the shield down. So this is actually pretty close. I do feel that by us taking on the Executor, that helps the rebels immensely because they cannot spawn any more TIE fighters. And also, the Death Star still needs to hit 4 more rebel markers. So, for the rebels have taken down Vader, which is a good thing. This is going to be a tough... it's a waiting game for the Empire, basically. They need to slow down the shield generator, attack as much as possible, and then they can start firing. Or, I mean, they can, they can continue to fire upon the rebels here. So, I think we're going to play this. I think we're going to continue this. I'm going to take a picture and see, get the cards all put in baggies here, and I want to continue this. I want to see how this plays out. It's going to be interesting. Again, the game is weighted towards the rebels because, hey, the rebels won. But there are ways that the Empire can win. Again, I talked about this earlier. My nephew, back in the day, he actually won with the Empire, which was really cool to see. He had a ton of TIE fighters. I didn't take out the Executor in time. But anyways, thank you, friends, for joining me today. This has been Tatooine Tuesday. My name's Ruel Gaviola. I always appreciate you spending part of your day here with me. We're going to raid the Brothers Murph because they are doing a Tuesday playthrough now. I don't know what they're playing yet, but we're going to go over there. Bones, thank you for joining us. Now love Tuesdays because thank you, John. I appreciate that, Bones. Yeah, this is really fun. I'm a big Star Wars geek, and I've been able to carve out time during Tuesdays to do this. I am going to be back tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific with another game. Not a Star Wars game. We're going to do something else for our regular tabletop tonight. So please join me back then as well. Tell you what, I'm going to give y'all a Bruno walk real quick. Hey, there's Bruno. If you saw the show tonight, Bruno was in a mood last night. He was crazy. I don't know about Bruno, but anyways, there's Bruno. We're going to take him on a real walk today. Book of Nerds says, thanks, Ruel. Hope to... Yeah, this one, John, I think it's such a fun... I play this with my buddy Daryl all the time. We enjoy it. He's not really the biggest Star Wars geek, but, I get all into it, and, it's just a fun, light combat game, and it's so good. It's Star Wars, right? We'll get together, Book of Nerds, and we will place the Star Wars soundtracks behind it, while we do the pew, pew, pew and all that. Thank you again, friends. Have a great day. Be productive. And let's raid the Brothers Murph. I'll see you all back here at 7 p.m. Pacific. Bye, everybody.